captaincy. I imagine that means something. So what have you seen from him from a leadership standpoint?
I think just the way he works. I think the guys see it every day. He's in here working, grinding, doing the right things all the time. And I think it draws a lot of respect from his teammates to get that vote. So it's a big honor to wear that C on your chest, and that's what the players voted on and what they think of him. So it's a tremendous honor to get that C.
When it comes to Daniel's edge, of course, unless he's subdued, I would imagine there's something there. So have you seen that come out of him since being here? Just that fiery competitor that I guess every football player probably has.
Yeah, I mean when he gets on that field, he's a competitor for sure. Very cerebral, really smart. The ball placement that he's been doing the last couple weeks and through training camp has been great. He's completing a lot of passes. The guys see that, and like I said, the work ethic carries a lot of weight with those guys in the locker room, and his fiery edge that he has on the field has been good.
Shane, do you care about preseason stats?
I've never looked at them. What do you got?
You guys, I think, led the league in pass defense. Does that matter? That clearly it doesn't matter to you, I guess.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of rotation going on in those situations, but it's a credit to really the backup guys. I mean, that says a lot for those guys, and what Lou's doing on defense. That's tremendous, and we need that to carry on through the season.
With Lou, what have you learned about maybe his coaching style, his philosophy, just anything about him over the last 7 or so months?
I think he's very demanding. He's demanding 24/7 on the guys. I see it on the practice fields. I see it in the meeting, the accountability he brings to that room. It doesn't matter if you're a DeForest Buckner or a first-year player. He's going to hold all those guys accountable. He's going to be aggressive with this scheme from day one and put those guys in position to make plays.
I'm sure that you and the staff have been looking at Miami for a long time. But how much work with the players have you, or when did you start working with the players in that regard?
Yeah, we're starting to dive into those guys this week with the players a little bit. Coaches, obviously, we've been diving in the last couple weeks and just getting the basis of it right now. First, second down stuff this week, and get into the third down and red zone, early next week.
The preseason stat thing, is that just because you view it as part of the larger training camp?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's all encompassing, the training camp, the preseason games. Like I said, I never put a lot of stuff into the stats for preseason stuff. I can't remember a lot of games in the preseason, to be completely honest. I think it's all about the season and where we go from there.
Do you expect to use Anthony at all, short yardage?
Look, we'll see. I want to make sure he crushes his new role and takes it in stride and does a hell of a job there. And so we'll see.
You didn't last year, I don't think, when Joe started those couple games.
Yeah.
Was that a similar line of thinking? Or?
Yeah, I mean, every year's different. But like I said, I want him to crush his new role, be a pro every day, come in the building, work, and we'll see where it goes.
Shane, I know every year you guys want to make the playoffs, but how important is it to get back there this year?
It's huge. I mean, that's the goal, right, to get in the tournament and have a chance. But we're going to take it one day at a time. We're going to be process-driven this year. Our daily habits, our work ethic is going to play dividends, right? It's one day at a time. It's one meeting at a time. It's one practice at a time to get to where we want to go this year.
With your offense, I mean, you work on it, OTAs and camp and all that. In the 3 preseason games, how much of your offense did you show?
Not much. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of day one install stuff, just like I'm sure the defense is. Same thing. I mean, it's pretty vanilla around the league in the preseason games. But you work on that stuff in training camp, and then obviously getting ready, for the real game.
Coach, in terms of linebacker depth, how are you feeling about that? And is there a role that you could see someone like Chet Newell playing?
Yeah, obviously we're getting him in here shortly, and then we'll see when he gets in here, attack his role, whatever that may be when he gets in here. But feel good. Bocce and Zaire's been a staple here for a long time, and Cameron and Alubi. Those guys have done a hell of a job. So we'll get him in here and see where that goes.
Kind of reflect on the entire preseason. How did the competition at so many position groups, how did that benefit this team?
I think it's great. Anytime you can add competition in all areas of football, it raises the level of everyone's play. It raises the level of standards around the building all the time, because obviously guys are fighting for their jobs, you know what I mean? And obviously if there's someone going after your job, that competition is going to raise the level of everyone around you. So it's been great to see. I'm pleased with where our team's at going into week 1.
What was your expectation from Xavier Howard? I mean, he hadn't played last year, and then compare what you expected maybe with what you have seen.
Yeah, I've been impressed with him. Obviously, he's been a first-team All-Pro guy. I think, he's the only active player, I want to say, in the last decade with the most interceptions. in the NFL. So he's a guy that can take the ball away, really smart player, knows route concepts. Like I said, he takes the ball away, and obviously he's got familiarity with loose defense. So obviously we're excited, what he can bring to this table.
Does that speak to like instincts, the takeaway?
Yeah, no question. I think he's an instinctive player, and obviously with the reps that he's played over so many years and everything that he's gotten, he's seen so much. And I think those guys that have seen so much, obviously the game slows down a lot for him. So I'm excited for his opportunity with us.
Shane, Ady described Daniels like demanding. Have you seen, in a good way, but have you seen that kind of manifest on the field a little bit?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's always little conversations ongoing on that practice field after a play, in the locker room, in the meeting rooms, on certain things. After every play, if something's off or something is right, it's like, hey, that's how I want it. That's where I need you at, or this is where I need you at. Those little conversations go a long way. Those are the little details that are going to help us.
I have to ask also, Washington Post did a story on Mr. Ursay.
Yeah.
Colts release statement, any other comment on that?
I don't. I know that Ursay's released a statement on that, and I'll refer to that statement.
And when you do captains, do you have players pitch themselves as captain, like stand in front of the room or do anything, or do you simply?
No, I kind of just lay out what a captain looks like. First year I had Peyton Manning do a thing for the team about what it means to wear a C on your chest. Last year I had Reggie talk about what it means to be a captain and the honor. And then this year I just kind of laid out, some guidelines of, being a great communicator, respect to the football team, being a servant leader, putting the team before yourself, your work ethic, like all these things play into that captain role. And so when they voted on it, they took the top 5 guys, and that's what they went with.
Were they limited to 5 guys?
It was the top. It was 5 votes. Top 5 guys got it. Yeah.
Did you feel like last year you had too many captains?
Yeah, I always look at it. I think this year's a new year, so I went with 5 captains.
Being voted a captain by my peers, it's never, anything that I take lightly. It's an honor, and for the guys to entrust that type of leadership to me, it means a lot to me. And I just got to continue to help, guide and inspire the guys, and hopefully we're all moving in the right direction together.
You feel like you lead by example?
I like to think so. Yeah. I try to be a true professional on and off the field each and every day. Represent the name on the back of my jersey well in this organization, and I feel like I've been doing a pretty good job doing it. Since I've been in the league.
Daniels voted a captain as well. Quickly, what is it about him? Just his connection with you guys so far?
No, yeah, just his his consistency every day, being the same guy each and every day. Coming in the building ready to work. And I also, pulling the guys in the offense along with him. That just says a lot on the short span that he's been here. The guys being able to, vote him as a captain, and it just shows the leadership that he's come in with, and just being the same person each and every day.
Buck, I know it's not game week yet, but how important is that first game to start off with victory?
Oh man, it's very important. To kick the season off right, especially at home. We gotta make sure we're doing everything that we can to start the season off right and going 1-0.
Buck, have you always been a leader, or have you grown into being a leader?
Yeah, I feel like I've always been, my parents really instilled, really the aspect of hard work and putting in the work and anything that you do. And I feel like, especially early on in my career, or even when I started sports, just the work ethic and putting in the work each and every day. And I feel like I was able to lead by example, but from leading by example, it turned me into a more of a vocal leader, and that's something that you got to learn along the way. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's just naturally been able to happen for me.
Did you see something that needs to be said?
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, I'm not a big rah-rah guy, you know what I mean? But when something needs to be said, when the tough, conversations need to be had, I will step up and say something.
Early, stays in here late, watches tape. He's trying to be the best player he can be for the team. So, that's just a testimony to his work.
How are you guys all meshing with him so far?
He's a great dude. He's a guy's guy. So he's somebody you can hang out with in the facility and out of the facility. He's a good dude.
Guys, it's not game week yet, but how important is it to win that first game in 8 days from now?
Really important. There's like a streak they said that we haven't won in a couple years. So I think it's really important to go out there, set the tone, and just start the season the right way.
Josh, how do these couple days feel a little different? Once the roster's set at 53 and you guys kind of know what you got now to get into week 1, how is this different than it was maybe a week or 2 ago?
No, it's first just being grateful, just thanking God that you made the team in the first place, that you're able to come out here and be on a 53-man roster, and then just at that point, you got to just take it to another level because you are blessed to be out here and make it, and then trust the guys that are here and go to war with your brothers.
When you look at these 53, what excites you the most about the year?
Yeah, I mean, definitely a new group of 53, a lot of new faces, but I mean, we got a lot of new guys in here, Ward, Xavier Howard, Bynum. We got a whole new back crew. I'm excited to see what they're going to do and just ball out.
You mentioned new faces, but a lot of competition over training camp as well and throughout the preseason. What does that do to the guys to have that much competition to bring out of each other?
It's good because we can get better as a receiver corps, because they play man-to-man more. They just to like one-on-ones and stuff like that. We did a lot of those just to get better. And then it elevates your game when you have somebody else kind of pushing you, just like with Anthony and Daniel. And then in the back end, they had a lot of competition there. And then even in our room, we got 6 great guys, and each and every day you got to go out there and show why you belong to be out there.
Josh, how much more comfortable are you heading into this regular season opener, maybe compared to the last couple of years?
I'm just excited to be out there, be healthy, and go out there with my brothers for real. I mean, every year, I'm excited every year for real.
First off, you're looking for somebody who's consistent, somebody who the guys wants to follow, somebody that the guys respect, somebody who in tough times you could lean on, you could depend on, somebody who you want to. I think about it like a lieutenant, somebody you're willing to lead a squadron into battle on a Sunday. So I think there's several worthy candidates. We only went with 5 this year. I think there's multiple guys that's well deserving. I had a conversation with Pitt. I think Pitt is one of the best leaders on his team. I think just his growth as a leader since he's came in, I told him it's been extremely significant, and I'm proud of just how he's grown as a leader vocally and as every day. So I think we got guys in this team that's leaders. Everybody's a leader in their own right. But we won with 5 this year, and those are the guys we rolling with.
What does it mean to wear that C?
I mean, it means everything. It's the highest honor that you can receive as a teammate, that the guys trust me to be out in front and to represent them in every way possible. It's not something I take lightly or, something I take for granted, and I'm extremely proud I was able to earn it one more year.
You mentioned a couple times you've seen Latu really come out during the preseason. Like, what specifically have you noticed about him in year 2 that maybe, just through experience, maybe wasn't able to do?
Man, I think, just a rookie, too, he was trying to figure things out, figure out his place in the role. I think a little bit of him is he's such a humble and good kid, so he don't want to step on certain toes. He wants to, follow. So a lot of him was just like assimilating. Now you see him taking chances. You see him being a playmaker. And like I tell him, that's what we got you here for, I get it, I know you humble and all that, but go make these plays. And man, he's been letting it rip. As his confidence continues to grow, as the more plays he continues to make, I think we'll see the full aspect of the type of great player he can be. So.
Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to, you being the same guy every day. Whether it's a low day or high day, how can you respond with both of those types of moments? So we've seen a lot of great from Daniel, and we want to keep seeing him be as great as he can be.
Kenny, what have you seen from Jonathan Edwards and him making the team and just finding a way in that cornerback room?
The cornerback room is deep. We got a lot of guys who can play ball. He's a guy that wants to soak up the information. He asks a lot of questions, which is great. The curiosity from him. He want to be great. So all you can ask for as a vet is, stay hungry. Those guys are always watching. He watch a lot of little moves, a lot of details. He got a lot of questions on not even just the S's and O's, but how to be the best professional. So, we appreciate J.E. a lot in the cornerback room.
What did you expect from Xavier Howard before he got here? And you haven't seen him in a long time, and then you see him on the field now. What do you think?
We just working. We working to be our best. So the expectation is just as that. Be your best each and every day. I like the humility that he has and his approach to the game. He's always full of intent, good intent. I've known Xavier Howard for several years now. We both live in South Florida in the off season, so we know a lot of the same people. We got mutual trainers, mutual coaches, and everything. So he approached the game each and every day as trying to be the best. And him being in that 30 club of interceptions is not by mistake. It's not by mistake.